Okay, good afternoon. Most of you recognise this one. This is another stove that I have, and it's the XGK EX by MSR. This, when I first bought it, was so loud that it was like, is this real? And it is, and we've used it, and it is great, and nothing will blow this thing out. I'll tell you, when it gets going, it goes. So we're going to have a look at something else that I bought for this, and I bought this many years ago. And I'll show you what I bought. And it was expensive at the time. It's even, I've just looked it up now, it's even more expensive now. And it's this thing on the top. And it's supposed to quieten the stove down. And it's made by BernieDawg. I will put a link in the description down below. They're quite expensive now, by the way, so I've got a bit of muck in there. I'll get rid of that, because this part here is like an expansion tube, and it's called, it did say something in the instructions, I can't remember what. Give me a second and I'll show you. But it's a cracking stove, very stable. I think it's called a generator. So I've still got the original manual with it. It tells you everything about it. I don't need that. I mean, I've used it a few times. So, but we did a test not long ago, last week it was, on the other, not the Whisper Light, the Dragonfly, and I had a bit of a blowback with it, and I think I might have overfueled it myself. So, and with the Dragonfly, it flips up, and underneath it is a cloth, and some of the cloth had come away. I noticed there's like a material just underneath around, and it had come off. So I might have to look at that and sort of contact people and see if I can get some more glue for it. So it's called the generator tube, and what it does then, it sort of mixes with oxygen, and then as it gets hot, and then we get the flame. So we're going to give it a go. I mean, the bottle's even smaller than the Dragonfly bottle, and yet this thing's really powerful. So yeah, the cap you buy, you have to take, there's a little plate on the top of here that fits in these, and if you can see those little tiny, see if I can zoom in a little bit, bear with me. So these little slots at the side, can you see them? Just there. There's three. One, there's two. If I can flip it up, you can probably see it better. There's three. Look, see the slots? And that houses a little shield that goes on top of this, but then you take that off and then you replace it with the cap, the cap there, so I can get you in focus. Sorry. So we're going to give it a go. We're going to fire it up. If I can remember how to get this bottle on properly. And this, yeah, well you'll see. So I've just got to remember how to put this on. So we should be like this, with a bit of luck. Let me zoom you out. So you want this so it comes over and locks into position. You put him on, comes over, locks into position, and he will tone down like that. And there we go. And it's the same procedure as the other one. You prime it, but someone did say you can actually buy another tube which you can control the flame a bit better, because once this is on, it's difficult to control the flame. So then what we do, hold on a second, I get me lighter, 2 secs. Okay, so we're going to release a couple of seconds of fuel, and you'll probably see it if we come round a bit. Zoom in, go back a bit. Let's see if we can get a bit of fuel to come in the bottom. Let's have a look. It's a little bit awkward. 2 seconds. I want you to have a good, you can see this. That's it. Only one little bit. Whoa, that's it. Probably too much. I think I might have overfueled the other one. I just don't know. I mean, I've used it before and it's never done that, so we will see. So let's fire this one up. Right, the other one really did So you have to get it hot, and you have to wait a few, like 30 seconds or something, for the chamber to heat, and it'll start spitting, and then we'll turn the gas on and see what happens. Hopefully. I'm not going to pause the video or anything, we're just going to go with the flow. And you'll see what I mean in a bit by noise, because yeah. But the cap does quieten it down a bit. That's quite normal, that's good. Right, so now I think we're somewhere near. Can you see it just sort of like... Just turning it on now. That's quite quiet. That's actually quieter than the Dragonfly. And now we're on full. Now eventually the whole cap will sort of, well, you'll see. You can see it's a little bit dark at the top, and then it starts to go a bit more. Both probably need a service, to be honest with you. And that's quiet now. That's that cap. And the cap is interchangeable. See, now it does that. Let's just wait and see. I can get you a little bit closer. 2 seconds. And then to start glowing. Now we're full. It's fully on in the bottle. So I'll give it a couple of pumps. There we go. That's how quiet it is. That's how good these Bernie. I'm not too sure how to spell it. Bernie D-I-R-N-Y, I think, for that. I'll double check. And the dog is not D-O-G, it's D-O-W-G, I think. I will put a link. I will pop a link in the description down with my finger, down below. I'll also put a link, 2 seconds. I'll put a link up here with the other stove, the Dragonfly, and you can see what the problem I had with it. So I think it's service, so I'm just going to straighten it up a little bit. And there we are, that's running beautifully actually. But I think it does need a service. I need to, the service kit that comes with the Dragonfly and with this, both, you have a service kit with them. You have a tiny needle which you push inside the jet, and you've got a spare jet, and same thing with the bottles, you've got seals and everything for them. I'd probably say these are about, with that cap it's 50% quieter, but probably more than that. Let's get a kettle on. Now that's full. This is the GSI stainless steel. I like stainless steel. There we go. I'm not going to time it. I'll do a rough idea on my other phone and then give you a rough idea how long it'll take to boil. But when you're camping, time's not really an issue. It's sort of more pleasurable, so you just chill. So while that's coming to the boil, I'll just sort of show you with this. You get everything. So it starts preparing your fuel bottle to 2, then number 3, number 4, how to switch it on, how to light it, and then you go down to 5, 6, using the stove, turn it off, troubleshooting as well, you got that, and then on the other side you got how to service it. Okay, was that way up? That way. So yeah, inspecting and replacing seals. So I'm sure you can download this from the site as well. There you go. On the box you've got your boiling times and whatnot per litre and everything, but you got to remember, when you've got this cap on, these are going to change, so you know, don't hold it to it. But even the box comes with everything you need, what it tells you about it, different languages of course. but this is a lot quieter with that BernieDawg cap on it. I've got nothing to do with BernieDawg. I'm not so sure. I bought that. I think it cost me at the time about £39 as far as I can make out. They were quite expensive. I'll be warning you now. I've been on the site and it's about 70, 80 quid. But it does make it a lot quieter. I'm coming to a boil. Nope, not yet. So the cap does make a difference when it comes to boiling time. Okay, I think we're looking about 5 minutes easy. Yeah, rolling boil. There you go. The fuel I'm using is Coleman's fuel. That's another little thing you might want to know. If you're thinking of purchasing one of these MSR stoves, the Dragonfly and this is the XG, well, the XGK EX, okay? The bottles are different. Don't think if you get the Dragonfly with a bottle that it'll fit. It won't. This is a lot smaller, and on the XGK opposed to the Dragonfly, it's a lot larger, so it won't fit. The bottles will not interchange. You must remember that. All right. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and a like. That'd be great. Like I said, I'll put a link into the stove which I backfired on up there, and I'll put a link in the description down below for the BernieDawg cap, quiet cap. All right, take care. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll definitely see you in the next one. All the best.